So they'll be calling you a radical. So this is a major, major story. Historic event. And I'll tell you what, this has probably got a lot of people. And you think the scumbag Washington Post, Bezos born in Los Alamos, will report it? You think the New York freaking Bootlicker Times will report it? It's historic. It's the first time I can ever remember in my life that the nuclear energy crime syndicate, the BRIBERS, have been charged, indicted, 27 felony counts. As you know, for years, it's only the BRIBES. As you know, in Ohio, Larry Householder, who's the House Majority Leader, is doing 23 years in a federal penitentiary. It took a long time, but he said, and thank you, David Yost, I got to tell you, talk about cutting edge. And I'll tell you one thing this has got to be doing. It's got to be sending shivers. I mean, there's got to be fear. I mean, I imagine they probably are out of the country. The New Scale crowd here in Utah, because they've done the exact same thing. And these politicians in Utah, they got away with it. I proved the bribes right to them. This has got to be sending shockwaves through the nuclear energy crime scum. So he's charged them 27 felony counts, as he calls them, the checkwriters. Thank you. I mean, it's historic. It's big time historic. So it's always been a one-way street with the nuclear. As you know, I call them the untouchables. I don't think people realize how historic this is, because they never charge them, ever. You know, the New Scale scam, well, what's going on with the Bill Gates and the Terra Firma scam in Utah is just that, Utah Power and Light executives. You want to talk criminals. You know, if I was any of those guys, my knees would be knocking. The whole what unfolded with New Scale and ripped us off in Utah, they knew it was a scam. Utah Power and Light knew it was a scam. The politicians knew it was a scam. Bribes all over the place. And so New Scale goes public, rips us off in Utah, takes us out of our bill. Then they take it public. How about the Deseret News and KSL promoting this scam? So I'm telling you, it's a historic event. Well, you know the whole irony of this. This is the whole incredible irony of this whole thing. The irony of this is today is 2/12. Historic, important day in my life, in the world's life, you just don't know about. So 11 years ago to today, we had the hearing at Onofre when they put me in handcuffs and took me out, put me in a little room when I was just for no reason. When I was full of cancer, so sucked up, almost dead. I remember walking out. We did press conferences, the whole 9 yards. When Joni Ray and I snuck into Onofre and got the video content of them lying with fake union work. They weren't union, busting 7 loads of them. I remember that day. I'm sucked up to nothing. I'm all but dead. Fresh out of a bone marrow transplant center, too sick for a transplant. I remember telling Kathy, I want him. Reached over and I says, you know, they're done. What do you mean they're done? They're not going to close. Everybody, Gene Stone, Hedrick, I'm like, no, they're done. They're fucking done. How do you know? Little bird told me. This vibe came over me at that meeting. That's when I realized I was probably going to live. I was going to die. That was 11 years ago today. You know, and I says, they will never open again. No, they're going to open. Are you crazy? I says, no, I got the goods on them. You know, connected with Anonymous. And I'm telling you, this is so historic, it's unbelievable. The criminals at Onofre that got away with it, including Moonweaver Brown, including PV that got away with it. If I was a New Scale, I was a politician in Utah, I was connected anything with New Scale. If I was an executive at Utah Power and Light, my knees would be knocking. The nuclear energy scam that was pulled on us on the SMR bullshit. NuScale never had it. I proved it was fraud from the beginning. I freaking gave the FBI the goods on the silver platter. The original funding was a scam called freaking Kenwood Finance. It was all a sham. The head of the NRC, if I worked for the NRC, I would be afraid. The head of the NRC, Nuclear Regulatory Committee, and Jose Reyes, the CEO of NuScale, worked together at Idaho National Lab. You don't think that's fraudulent? And what? The NRC, that's the only one they've approved. Sam Altman, that scam at, you venture capitalist scam artists at Stanford. You know where Bankman Fry's waiting? He's in his recliner waiting sentencing at his mom's and dad's house, which Stanford owns on the campus. No, he's not in jail. Well, Elizabeth Holmes is. So these dirtbags, I was heavily involved in the whole Ohio thing, trying to block it. I got the texts where they threatened us all. I mean, Lindsay and a couple of other people that I was coaching and helping, they threatened them so hard that they freaking bolted. I know people from Ohio that were threatened so radically that they had to move by these people. These are monsters. It's about fucking time. Thank you. I mean, he's a historic figure. Nobody else has got the guts to take him on. This is the first I can ever remember in my life. Ever in my life. Ever in my life. And I've been at this my whole life. These dirtbags. You can run for me and go along and you play your fairy tale bullshit. You know, so thank you, David Yost. Historic. I mean, historic. The nuclear energy crime scum. First time in my life I ever remember any of the bribees. It's always the bribers. The untouchables have been indicted on 27 felony counts. Put them under the prison. Stay tuned.